John Yahuchanan 3:16 in base for Alua. So loved the world, that he gave his only brought forth Son, so that everyone who believes in him should not perish, but possess everlasting life. This verse is false, or a later insertion by Amalek, the adversaries of truth and of Yahweh's chosen people. Alua so loved the world appears to contradict multiple verses, showing that Yahweh hates the wicked, rejects the world, and calls his people out of it. The use of world cosmos in Greek is often misunderstood. It can mean the system, humanity in general, or the world of Yasharel, but it is often interpreted to mean all people, which contradicts other scriptures. Greek philosophical and Roman theological influences may have shaped certain texts after the original writings of the emissaries apostles, potentially including John 3:16. Scriptures that contradict John 3:16, base 1. The Halium Psalms, 5-5, base the boastful. Do not stand before your eyes. You hate all workers of wickedness. Contradiction. If Yahuwah loves the world, why does he hate all workers of wickedness? The Hebrew understanding is that Yahuwah is set apart, and he has no delight in evil or the evil person. So Yahuwah cannot unconditionally love all people, as many interpret John 3 minutes, 16 seconds, and 2 milliseconds. Yahuchanan, John 15:18-20 base. If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love its own. But because you are not of the world hates you. Contradiction. This passage clearly shows a hostility between Yahweh's chosen and the world. Yahusha says the world hates him and his followers. So how is the world loved by Yahweh? In John 3:16. 3. Jacob James 4-4. Base adulterers and adulteresses. Do you not know that friendship with the world is enmity with Ulah? Whoever therefore intends to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of Ulah. Contradiction. James says, if you're a friend of the world, you're an enemy of Yahweh. So how can Yahweh love what he commands you to separate from? 4. Yahuchanan Rishon 1 John 2:15-17. Base, do not love the world, nor that which is in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Contradiction. This directly commands against loving the world. If John 3:16 is from the same author, this would be a direct theological contradiction unless world in 3:16 meant something entirely different. For example, Yasharel, or world of belief. 5. Philippians 3:17, 21 base. 4. Many walk ... as enemies of the stake of Mashiach, whose end is destruction, whose mighty one is their stomach, and whose esteem is in their shame. They mind the earthly, for our citizenship is in the Shemaim heavens. Contradiction. The worldly are enemies of Yahusha and headed for destruction. The distinction between the righteous remnant and the wicked world is clear. 6 Corinthians. Not look at what is seen, but at what is not seen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is not seen is everlasting. The focus is on the spiritual, unseen, eternal reality, not the present world. So how does loving the physical world align with this truth? Historical red flags about John 3:16. Early manuscripts are divided on the wording and structure of this verse. The world in John often refers to the corrupt world system, which Yahusha overcomes. John 16:33, not something to be loved. Hebraic interpretation and Hebraic thought. Love means covenant, loyalty, and action, not emotional affection. Yahweh has covenant love for Yasharel, not the entire world. See Amos 3:22. You only have I known... Conclusion. John 3:16 is either mistranslated or misinterpreted by later Christian doctrine to promote universalism, or possibly a later addition or alteration by Amalek enemies of Yasharel to mix lies with truth and promote a diluted message. The true message: Yahweh loves the remnant, the obedient children of Yasharel and heathens. Hakaliv, Yasharel, not the lawless world. Suggested correction, Hebraic understanding. For Yahweh so loved his set-apart ones in the world, that he gave his only brought forth Son, so that those who trust and obey him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Again, John 3:16 is false, and most likely added to the scriptures.